make a contribution to this country's economy. Our students, I've tried to contact them, to get them to the table, to come and discuss the issues at hand, even if their stance is Afrikaans must fall. We must hear why they say that. I personally contacted individuals that regarded as leading or influencing these structures at the university. Their communication towards me was that they are busy losing control over these structures, which gives you an extent of the amount of anarchy that we can face if this is not stopped. It is very important for the media to realize this, that it has been the view of the Afrikaans students that it's not black students that's been attacking them in class, it's been EFF students. It's their view that this is not a racial issue, it's a political one. A very important step today is that the representatives of the vast majority of students, black students at the campus, are here today. Today we can unite across racial lines to say we want peace at our campuses, and if the EFF has something to say, we want to hear what they have to say. You can't communicate by throwing people with rocks. You come with an argument. And we invite them to come to this multi-party forum because we want to hear what they say, but they're not representing the majority of students. If you go and look at all these protests across the country, it's a few hundred. If they were representative of the vast majority of students of this country, there would be thousands of them on the street, and that's not the case. So we shouldn't make this fringe organization into something bigger than they are really in fact. We are still open to discuss to them, doesn't matter how small they are. What's important for us to realize, and especially when you touch on the language issue, and especially when you touch on Afrikaans, it's inevitable to think of 1976. And I can promise you that Afrikaners are sensitive towards the issues of 1976. We do not take it lightly when 76 is mentioned. What we should take note of is that we should learn from the mistakes of 76 and not repeat it in new ways. And that means mutual respect for everybody in terms of our constitution. When people try and deny you your constitutional rights, and in this case it might be rights relating to language, they are denying you a basic human right. They are treating you as if you are not human. And we cannot have that in a democracy. We truly hope that this will inspire all student structures to come to the fore and talk about this. And that is definitely part of the way forward, as my friend from Jacaranda asked. We saw the past 5-6 years at a lot of universities that the formal structures that's supposed to be there to represent them are being eroded. So it's, in some extent it's understandable to see that students are frustrated because the institutional structures that's supposed to represent them and where these discussions should place has been undermined, and unfortunately has been by university management. My friends from the different unions, and maybe it pertains to your question too, sir. One important fact that we should take note of is that there are academics at the University of Pretoria, and we know who they are, who's been inciting this violence. Those people has been at the forefront to undermine the formal structures, recognized structures of the trade unions as well as of students. They have been contributing to the violence that we've seen, and we call on the University of Pretoria to stop this. The issues of poor students at universities are not something that we stand cold towards. If somebody must come and study and he cannot afford to come and study, that student must be helped. If somebody comes to university and doesn't have a place to stay, or he can't eat, that student must be helped. Those issues has nothing to do with Afrikaans or multilingualism. Those issues has to do with the ability of the university to render the services that they're supposed to. And I can give you this assurance. Any student, doesn't matter what color or creed or background he has, whose constitutional rights are being undermined, he will find AfriForum Youth as a friend. Any student who seeks assistance from the university or any other institution at the university with regards to these social issues. We will assist them and those groupings that are fighting for their rights as well, because that is the right thing to do. You see, the problem is, we have fallen into this mindset of that we are fighting for 10% solutions or 50% solutions. We must fight for 100% solutions. And when I'm saying fight, I'm not propagating violence. We must debate for 100% solutions, which includes black and white. It includes people of different religions and also of different language groups. At the University of Pretoria, Afrikaans mustn't fall. Sepedi must rise. And you'll find us at the forefront of that struggle to achieve that. We are committed to that. At the same time, we must ensure that poor students are also assisted so that they have the opportunity to study and also deliver a positive effect on our country's economy.